Shout out to my girl, Kim Harley. Hey. Hello, Katina. Hello, Prashando. Please tell me if I said it wrong. I'm about to have a quick chat today. Hello, Trisha. I'm waiting for some of y'all to get in. Hello, Auntie. I see you done came in. Hey, Mimi. Some of y'all might be mad at me after this, but it's okay. I'm built for that. Thank you so much. Some of y'all may be mad after this conversation I'm about to have today, but it's totally okay. Because like I said, I'm built for that. As y'all can see by the title, it says, do not get mad at me. Don't be mad at me. I didn't create the industry standards. I just chose to be a part of the industry that has standards, okay? Now, some of y'all may be wondering, okay, where did this come from? This is coming from, listen, I'll put like questions, like random questions here and there. Hello, Bonica. Hello, T. And I put little random questions on my page because I like to see, you know, what people's heads are at, you know, what the streets are saying. Because I don't know how much you all go into my posts, but I kind of live in a induced bubble. Like I live in this bubble with just like me and my team and my family, and it's very happy. It's nothing but rainbows and butterflies and unicorns and stuff like that. Like I don't have time for a lot of different things because I'm super focused. I have goals. I have a 10-year goal. I'm 7.5 years into it, and we at the home stretch. Hello, Dwayne, and hello, Samantha. So I don't have time to really see what's going on a lot, but then I have to make time. And I'm going to be honest, like I don't go through my timeline too often, right? But when I do, you know, I come across certain things that just have me completely puzzled, and mostly about certain things that are in the industry that I'm in. And what I'm talking about is a question. It was something that made me pose a question the other day. Or not, I don't even think I put a question. I think it was a straight statement because that's what it was. I actually went to submit my models for a particular fashion show recently. And I want you all to share this because, like I said, some people might be mad, but you may share it to the person who may need to hear this. And hopefully they get mad enough at me after this video to do something different, right? So I went to submit my models for a particular job. And then the person emailed back and they were like, you need to register this way. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's go ahead and register. You know, I ain't, too good to go ahead and follow the rules, So I go ahead and I put in the information and things like that. Hello, Allison. Hello, Nikki. And I put in the information, and at the bottom, because they wait till you get to the bottom. They ain't going to tell you this stuff at the top because I would have been backed out and, continued on my day. It was like there was a registration fee. I don't even remember what the registration fee was, but when I tell you I got insulted, like completely insulted as model manager. I was like, I heard about these things, but I didn't know this was like true tea. Like the people was really nervy and ballsy enough to charge people to register to work. Like think about that, y'all. For anyone who's not in the fashion or beauty industry, think about having to put a job application in, and every time you put a job application in, they ask you to pay an application fee. Does that sound right to you all? I mean, it don't sound right to me. So I took to Facebook just to see if I was just in my feelings or if I just kind of lost sight of what the industry standards were. Okay? Because the thing about me and the thing about my team is we are really big on keeping up with the industry standards. Okay? There are certain standards that I did not create. right? But the good thing about 2018 is that they got this thing called Google, and you can Google up some things and they'll tell you some things if you don't know what the industry standards are. So if you're somebody who's just getting into the game, somebody who's been in the game, like myself and like my models, listen, you can never know too much, right? So I took to Facebook and I said, I'm going to read this to you what I said. I said, I get insulted when I see models having to pay to register. And I was like, what? You want my models to pay to work? No, ma'am. I shan't and I can't. So then, you know, people started responding on their experiences, and some of the stuff that I saw really got to me, right? I'm going to go to, and I'm not going to say their names. You can go back to the post if you want to check it. One person said, you know, I was thinking about going to an event, but you had to pay for too much. Your flight, your room and board, and pay to register to get into the event. Hold on, so now you got to pay to register and you got to pay to get into where you working at. Come on now. It's out of order. We are out of order, okay? So she said she had to pay, so she was like, you know, what did she say? So, you know how I feel. I get mad because what I thought was an open stage, and why should I have to pay for everything? That was one person. But another person, and there was a few people who had similar comments to what I'm about to read. I'm trying to find hers now. This one model, she says, this irks my soul. I walk away quickly because never in my years or history of modeling have I heard of someone charging a model to work. Atlanta is the first place I've seen this, which is why I don't model anymore. And that was the comment that really got to my spirit, right? Because I'm thinking like, wow, you know, someone has been discouraged from living their dreams because you got people out here trying to pimp people for their dreams. I'm not down with that. I don't like that one bit. And I'm seeing too much of it. And that's why a lot of people here in Atlanta don't like me. They don't like YB Limited, because we done came up and we start educating people on the correct industry standards, okay? Brooke says, yep, sounds about right. And you don't get paid on top of that. You're responsible for travel, food, and other expenses. That's what Brooke just said. Thank you for your input. That is so true. Let me just break this down to you. The models that I manage on YB Limited are all professionally trained models. And what that means is, and if you hear the fire trucks, I live right by a fire station, so, you know, please forgive me. But what that means is that the models that I manage have taken out the time, the energy, and the finances and everything to pay their dues to become what is considered a professional model. Okay, they have paid their dues. They are at the point now where it's insulting not to pay them. And after a model pays their dues, what happens is they become educated and they learn the techniques on how to sell products and services. That's why if you follow me and you follow any of my videos, you'll always hear me say the pretty girl is not a model. Okay? A real brand or a real photographer can care less about the pretty girl. A pretty girl is a pretty girl, and a model is a model. A model knows how to sell products and services. A model knows if I'm coming to sell this watch, whatever I do, all the attention needs to go on the watch and not how pretty I am. And not about how cute my body is, okay? So that's what real models know how to do with their walk, with their pose, with their eyes. They model from their hair follicles down to their toenails. That's what a real model knows how to do. And only a professionally trained model, that someone who's been trained on the industry standards would know how to do, okay? Now, that's not to put down anybody who is not professionally trained, because everyone starts from somewhere. So let me be very clear about that. But for those who are professionally trained, I get insulted when someone wants, you know, a model that actually knows how to sell your products and your services to pay you to work and sell your stuff. Like, come on, what do they do that at? Allison said, like people who run a charity and scam money off the top for running a charity when in reality they've used the charity to make money off of it. Listen, I'm gonna do another video on that because that's another thing that teased me off. I will say this. I'm affiliated with Our Children's Story, and Our Children's Story helps families who are caring for loved ones with special needs, and everything that Our Children's Story does goes to those families. And furthermore, with Our Children's Story, we like to be transparent. So any event that we do, you're going to see how much we made, where it went to, and all of the above. You don't even have to ask us for questions. You won't have to subpoena nothing with us because it's just going to be on the website. We're just going to put it out there. Okay. So that's what real nonprofits should be doing. It should be transparent information. So thanks for bringing that up. But it's the same type of situation. Now, what I will say as I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Because I'm going to read a couple more comments. But what I will say, well, let me go before I go further. I want to read a couple more comments first. Another model says a lot of designers are doing this for New York Fashion Week. They're saying, you want a model? Cool. Pay me $300 to $1,000 to do so. So they're taking advantage of people's dreams, okay? And that's simply not cool. So me playing devil's advocate, Mimi says, but exposure though, with a cute side eye, okay? That exposure word makes me throw up in my mouth. Like, it's just not, I hate that exposure word. Playing devil's advocate here, I'm saying this because I own a model management company, and because I manage models who are, pretty well accomplished. And, in particular, we have a model coach on our team, which is Kyra Williams. Shout out to Clock and Flow. We run into people who are not interested in being educated. We run into people who feel like, I've been doing this for 5, 10, 15 years. I don't need you to tell me anything, right? You get people who haven't been doing it a long time and they're not interested in being educated. They feel like they get a lot of likes, a lot of follows, a lot of comments, and maybe they're in it for the attention and for the esteem building purposes. Maybe that's what they're in modeling for, okay? Let's say that that's what it is. But even with that being said, proper training on what the industry standards are is mandatory. It is necessary. Without it, you will be scammed. You will be. You're not going to know what to look for. You're not going to know what wording, what keywords. You won't know what the industry standards are because you don't have somebody who's been there and has worked or is working full-time as a model knows. I mean, Cairo, this is what she does full time. Cairo has been doing this 10 plus years. She doesn't drive Uber part time. She doesn't work somewhere part time. This is what she does. This is what she makes a living off of. So if you're a model and you're not making a living off of it, right? The smart thing to do is to be able to go under somebody who is doing what you want to do. I'm going to bring that back to me. I get people in my inbox who have things that only I've dreamed of and have accomplished things that I've dreamed of. But they see something in me, enough in me for them to inbox me certain things that they see. They're like, you know what? I love what you're doing. I love your brand. I love your drive. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? If you want to stay within industry standards, you might want to consider this. When I tell you I run so quick to get a pen and pad to write down whatever they got to talk about, because they doing things that I'm only trying to do that I haven't gotten to yet. So it really also bothers me on the other side that people are complaining about being scammed, but they're not educating themselves. They're not even researching their model coaches. They're not researching, who they're getting under, who they're giving their money to, because it's not just the show producers that are taking money. It's the model coaches that are taking money too. It's the management companies that are taking people's money. So it's our job with any industry that we are in to do research. I suggest everyone get a mentor. For myself, I know fashion, I know beauty, I know it like the back of my hand. Okay. When it comes to being a business person, that was new for me, right? So, and I've accomplished a lot of my goals and a lot of my dreams, and I've just, really scratched the surface. But at the same time, I got to a place just recently, it was like, I need a business coach. Even though I've done X, Y, Z, I still feel like I need a business coach. Shout out to Coach Ree. So I reached out to a business coach, and now I'm going to a retreat in January with my team members to go take under a business coach, because this person has been doing it 20 plus years. I've been doing it 5 years, and she's created things that I've only dreamed of. Hold on, my phone's trying to ring, y'all. Hold on, let me decline that. So it'll behoove me not to see what the heck she's talking about. Okay, so it's very, 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 very important for us to do our due diligence and research. And people get mad at me because I'm always screaming to the top of the moon top about industry standards. Industry standards, you all. That knowing your industry standards is going to be the difference between a hobby model and a model that's doing it for a living. Okay? You have to know your industry standards. Yes, Lisa, Coach Ree is amazing, and the team will be going to see her in Savannah this January. So that's how it is. Like, I always challenge everything that I do. Okay, everything that I do, everything that you all have seen on any of my pages or my websites, my team goes through it. We go through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure it falls within the industry standards, because we do not want to look like amateurs to the major corporations and the major brands that we want to work with. Okay, so it's super important. But the only way we know those things is to get with people who have been doing it longer than us, who have accomplished the things that we want to accomplish. Okay, so a business coach, a model coach, whatever. I have had all kind of mentors. I got a life coach. I got a spiritual advisor. Honey, I only know what I know, and even that is subject for revision. So that's why I wanted to come and do this video today, because some of the comments got to me. The last comment I'm going to read. She says, a few years ago, it was a discussion on Facebook about this, and I had so many fakes insulted, like I called them out by name. She said, truth must have hit home because they were so mad, telling me I need to get out of Texas if I don't like modeling work. So worst part is, these were people I thought were friends that were coming at me. So yeah, a lot of people do get upset when you start educating people. I'm telling you, there's a lot of folks that don't like me out here now. At this point, they're like, like, we already know YB Limited is not playing, Like, I always tell my clients, if you think I'm out to get your money, well, yeah, this is how I live, but I'm not just taking your money and not giving you what you pay for. I'm going to give you more than what you pay for. I'm going to give you an experience, okay? So there's people out here who want to get your money, but they don't care about what you get out of it. They don't care if you work. And speaking of that, our models that we coach are working. They're getting booked. They know what the industry standards are. They're learning, they're going through the different level systems of clock and flow and things like that. So it's important that if I'm going to take somebody's money, that my pride comes when they shoot me over a text or inbox and say, I just got booked for X, Y, and Z. That makes me happy. That's when I know I've done my job. That's how my team works. So this is how we make a living. Don't ever get that twisted. But in making a living, we have integrity of how we do it. And I get very, very peeved when I see people who don't have integrity. So y'all, stop disrespecting the game. Stop disrespecting yourself. Step it up, level up, boss up, do your research, do what you're supposed to do. And people who are stealing folks' money and scamming folks, I'm going to keep telling the truth. So I'm just saying. Love you all. And always remember to ask yourself, why be limited? Mwah.